डाउनलोड करो।
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Markets Today on CNBC-TV18. Let's get to all of the rest of the headlines that we're tracking for you this evening. The fourth headline today, then, LIC has posted what was one of its biggest gains since listing intraday, rising 5% on the back of strong premium collection and new business. The insurance major's profit after tax also rose 10 times. Surbi is here with more details.
LIC has posted a really strong growth in their net premium and in the value of new business. Their net premium has grown by 26% on a year-on-year basis, and their solvency has also improved on a year-on-year basis, now standing at 1.88. Their PAT has inflated 10 times, but this is just because of changes in the accounting policies regarding the investment income. The annualized premium equivalent, the APE, has grown by over 45% sequentially, and the value of new business has grown by 63% sequentially, leading to a 160 basis points of VNB margin expansion, and now is at 15.2%. The VNB margins were driven by better margins on the group business. Their embedded value has seen just a growth of 1% on a year-on-year basis, which is a point of a concern. Overall, really good numbers from LIC, but only the slower growth of the embedded value is a little bit of a worry.
Okay, all right, Surbi, thanks very much for that. That's on LIC. Meanwhile, Info Edge clocked gains of around 6%. This is after a strong second quarter performance. The company's revenue has grown above 50% for the fourth consecutive quarter. Reema's here with more details.
Thanks so much for that. So very strong growth numbers coming in from Info Edge. The top line growth has seen a growth above 50% for the fourth consecutive quarter. In Q2, it was a 51.2% growth. Margins are expanding to about 34.5%. Up 440 basis points year on year and higher by 240 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis. One of the reasons for the margins improving is the fact that the ad spend as a percentage of revenue has been coming down. In this quarter, it stands at 15.6%. Now, Info Edge is a combination of multiple business. The key over there is the recruitment business, which comes under the brand name of Naukri. And Naukri revenues have been super strong for the last many quarters. In this quarter, Naukri revenues have gone up by 63%. Their EBITDA margins are above 60%. Apart from that, they also have a real estate online portal called 99 Acres, which helps connect the developers to the consumers, and that also has seen an acceleration in revenue growth this quarter, close to 45% top line growth. They have two other businesses. One is Shiksha, which is into education, and the other one is Jeevan Sathi, which is sort of a matrimony website where they have a market share, a market positioning, which is third right now. But the key driver for Info Edge for the last many quarters has been the recruitment business, and in that the IT services revenue growth, IT services hiring, because that's been red hot. But right now, in the interview that we had with the management, they did indicate that IT hiring is seeing signs of moderation, so some acknowledgement that things could slow down on the IT hiring from here on. So the question is, will this result in some slowdown in the recruitment business and therefore the overall business? That remains to be seen. Back to you.
Okay, Reema, thanks very much for that. So that's on Info Edge, but let's focus on Zee Entertainment now. That stock was down close to 2% on the back of a weak EBITDA margin as well as subdued advertising revenue. Speaking to CNBC-TV18, the company's CFO Rohit Gupta said the company is cautiously optimistic on advertising revenue. Listen in.
We are cautiously optimistic. I mean, H2 has started and October has started well. But then again, that's also because of the onset of the festive season. Really, the underlying demand has to come back, and we are hoping that it should come back. But right now, there are no immediate signs as such. Like I said, I'm hoping that there will be some green shoots that will emerge in the H2, and this will lead to gradual recovery in the overall advertising sentiments across the industry.
Okay, staying with the media space, Sun TV lost 9% in trade after posting a weak performance too as well on the second quarter of the fiscal. Vahishta is here with a wrap on the company's performance this time.
Well, Sun TV has been sulking in trade today, and the results were declared on last Friday post-market hours. When the revenues have declined 3%, the street was expecting upwards of 900 crores, when the actuals have come in at approximately 220 crores. The growth was dragged due to weak advertisement environment, which came in at 340 crores. Now, remember, the advertising environment as a whole has been subdued, which was also highlighted by Z in their Q2 results, which were out last week. The subscription revenues for Sun TV fell due to a pricing embargo, which was ahead of the implementation of the new tariff order 2.0. Sun TV's margins, though, were stable at about 65.1%, and the company has 4,000 crores of cash on their balance sheet. They announced a dividend of 3.75 rupees per share, and hence there is scope to not only sustain but also raise the quarterly dividend, considering the strong cash generation and the large cash that they have on their balance sheet. The UBS has a target price on the stock of 600 rupees. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Vahishna, thanks very much for that. So that's on the entire bunch of broader market stocks reacting to numbers. But let's move to the macros then. And the fifth headline today, the wholesale price index for October has softened to nearly 8.4%, breaking its 18-month double-digit streak. Core inflation has also significantly reduced to 4.6%, reporting the lowest figure that we've seen in 22 months. Speaking at the Hindustan Times Leadership Summit, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das elaborated on the Reserve Bank's position on inflation.
Our estimate is that India will this year grow by about 7%. The IMF has projected that India will grow by about 6.8% in the current year. And that puts India among the fastest growing major economies in the world. We have a major challenge with regard to inflation, but comparatively, if you see, our target, the upper ceiling is about 6%. The last inflation number which was released for September, the inflation was 7.4%. We expect the October number, which will be released on Monday, we expect that to be lower than 7%. Any inflation above 6% is detrimental to growth. So therefore, 6% has been kept as the upper tolerance band. And the fact that we have a tolerance band, between 4 and 6%, that gives RBI enough policy space to use during times of stress.
Okay, so that's the RBI governor talking about inflation. We will have the CPI data to reckon with soon enough. But L&T has announced the completion of merger between L&T Infotech and Mindtree. The parent company will hold 68% stake in the merged entity, LTI Mindtree. All shareholders of Mindtree will receive 73 of LTI for 100 shares of Mindtree. The record date for share allotment will be the 24th of November. Chairman of the group, A.M. Nayak, also spoke about what the merger holds for the shareholders of L&T Infotech and Mindtree.
LTI Mindtree has now become a reality. The two companies will start operating as a single entity starting immediately today. As a part of the merger, all shareholders of Mindtree will be issued shares of LTI at the ratio of 73 shares of LTI for every 100 shares of Mindtree.
Okay, on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of Markets Today. Thanks very much for watching.